football is really back when a jam-packed Lane Stadium is singing along to Enter Sandman. Welcome to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Ram Trucks. You're watching the ACC on ESPN. 66,000 people to celebrate the ACC Coastal and the return of college football and a 10th rated Tar Heels team into Lane Stadium. Jason Benetti, Andre Ware along with you, and look, this place is nuts tonight. But they're going to try to get in the way of Sam Howell, maybe the best passer in college football.
No, there's no doubt in my mind. It's why I have him rated as one of my preseason Heisman favorites, or a favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. The guy pushes the ball down the field better than any quarterback in the country. Had 66 completions of 20 yards or more last year. He's simply phenomenal. The crowd tonight going to get a chance to see one of the nation's best under center.
Toe beats leather at Lane Stadium. Mack Brown said this is going to be fun for him tonight. For more on that, downstairs, Paul Carcaterra.
Jason, this place is juiced, and when we spoke to Mack Brown this week, he told us he loves loud and crazy crowds, even if it's on the road at a place like Lane Stadium. It's what college football is all about. The Tar Heels had the option to stay in the locker room during the Virginia Tech run out to Enter Sandman, and they all voted to soak it in and be on the field. Mack Brown has embraced the moment to the point where he encouraged players to learn the words of Enter Sandman and sing along, and they did. And I heard you singing along too, Benetti.
Of course, you have to, as Trey Turner has the first catch from Braxton Burmeister, and it goes for 9 yards. Virginia Tech with the ball first at home.
Well, I tell you what, Virginia Tech fooling everybody, myself included. Big offensive line, returning 4 starters from last year. You think they're going to line up and play a little smash mouth, protect the quarterback making his only 5th start on campus. But they line up, start throwing the football out wide, Jay.
These are the top 2 running teams in the ACC from last year, so we expected run to then establish the pass later. 2nd and 1. Burmeister has the first down.
That's kind of what he's known for, is his ability to make plays with his legs. Justin Fuente told us, hey, he can push the ball down the field, but he's a big-time athlete playing quarterback. 3-1 as a starter last year. Yeah, I got a taste of winning, and he's hungry to get Virginia Tech off to a good start today.
That's our player spotlight, brought to you by Casper. I mean, he is a wild athlete. He's one of the fastest guys on the team, and we'll tell you as the telecast goes along, he dealt with a pretty substantial shoulder injury when he was at Oregon before he transferred. Blackshear out of the backfield, first down and then some. Raheem Blackshear just outside of the 30-yard line. A 31-yard hit.
I just a busted coverage, and one of the best to do it out of the backfield, Raheem Blackshear, excellent receiver. They go inside, a nice read by BB3, the quarterback, Braxton Burmeister, and Virginia Tech. They are dealing here early.
This was a game, if you didn't watch it last year, that saw 101 points get scored.
Well, it was a track meet last year, up and down the field. So far, BB3 is the man that's orchestrating this passing attack tonight.
First down carry for Jalen Holston, one of 3 running backs they're likely to use tonight. But how about this atmosphere, Andre? I mean, we've heard college football is back all weekend.
Yeah.
This means it's here.
Well, I tell you what, I got into the intro a little bit myself, Enter the Sandman, and found myself singing along. Took me back to my high school days when I pitched and used to listen to Metallica before I took the mound.
Look, this place was full of Hokie shirts. This town is Hokie crazed, and to have this full stadium again is bliss for college football. Keyshawn King, the 3rd running back to touch the ball for Virginia Tech, and it's 3rd down coming up as Jeremiah Gimmel, their leader in a major way, made the stop.
Well, this is where they'd like to tighten things up defensively, is against the run for UNC. They gave up 154 yards a clip last year, and they got a bunch of players returning, a bunch of leaders that came back. Gimmel, the middle linebacker you see there, he's the leader of this defense. They like to play downhill. They're aggressive style of defense, press coverage on the outside, and they will harass a quarterback all night. But so far, Virginia Tech's had an answer.
Virginia Tech had great success on jet sweeps last year. This is Tavion Robinson slicing back inside. And a first down, Virginia Tech. That's a nifty run for 15.
Well, you like to take advantage of a crowd when you're at home like this. It's a, you have a dud where you come out, you go 3 and out, you don't get the effect of the home crowd, but when you're doing it like this, well, you certainly feel it.
We have a whistle before the play, and he may have stepped out of bounds. That was very close. Tavion Robinson.
Notified that the previous play is under further review.
And they will review it. So if he's out of bounds, that is not going to be a first down for Virginia Tech.
Well, it was close.
We'll step aside. On the other side, we have rules expert Matt Austin with us. We'll dissect that play. Big one early. While we were away, the officials confirmed the first down. Matt Austin, our rules expert, is with us. We'll talk to him throughout the night, but it's a confirmed first down for Virginia Tech, and they are at the line, Matt. That was a pretty easy one, huh?
Yeah, it was. I'm a little surprised they went with confirmed instead of stands because I didn't see any view that was clear and obvious either way, but I don't think he was out of bounds.
On a first down run, Virginia Tech gets inside the 5 with Jalen Holston, the redshirt junior out of the state of Georgia, and Virginia Tech spreading it around, Andre.
Yeah, they really are. 7 plays on this drive. 6 different players have touched the football. Brad Cornelson, their offensive coordinator, doing a heck of a job of keeping North Carolina off balance. You don't know where you're being hit from, and the guy leading it, Braxton Burmeister, doing a phenomenal job in this opening series.
Second down and goal, Virginia Tech. Touchdown, Burmeister.
Oh, what a way, Jason, to cap off a crazy scene to start the 2021 season for Virginia Tech. And then they go down and just march it right down the field on North Carolina.
Justin Fuente said he feels as good about the passing game for Virginia Tech this year as any time in his tenure in his 6 seasons. Part of it is the running ability of his quarterback from La Jolla. Braxton Burmeister, a tremendous athlete, pushes him all the way down the field, and Virginia Tech quickly off to Never Never Land. Hokie Village, they got Jenga, live music, food trucks, all sorts of stuff.
Fun.
Look, last year you could hear individual conversations in this building.
Yeah.
Tonight, you can't hear the conversation next to you.
I'm having a strain to hear you, and I got you in my ear.
That's the better way to experience me. You'll find out all season long. North Carolina gets it for the first time. Sam Howell, the junior out of Indian Trail, North Carolina, soft-spoken but ultra-talented.
Yeah, let's go back and take a look at that last drive when Raheem Blackshear, outflanks the coverage, a big gain to get things really started. Then you have the end around, and Tavion Robinson stays inbounds, picking up a first down to keep the drive alive. And then BB3, Braxton Burmeister, capping the drive off. You worked the whole entire offseason to put together a sequence to start that first game. Couldn't have gone any better for the offensive coordinator, Brad Cornelsen.
How does that feel for a quarterback?
Oh, that's a confidence boost that you can't even imagine, where things are just clicking, everything's working.
Sam Howell off play action a little bit high for Antoine Green, who they expect big things from this year. Second down for North Carolina. For people who haven't seen Sam Howell, Andre, what do you get tonight?
Yeah, you're going to get what I kind of compare to a young Drew Brees, the guy that wore number 15 at Purdue. He's got a compact release. He can push the ball down the field. He's extremely accurate, 68% passer last year, and he certainly can put it on the money.
Over the middle again, his slot man, Josh Downs, had a huge Orange Bowl for North Carolina. It's a first down for the Tar Heels.
Yeah, one of the things you like when you study film on Sam Howell is him going through his progressions. You see him going from left to right, reading coverage, finding secondary receivers. It's all over his film.
And a whistle as a flag comes in. Our first flag of Friday Night Football this year.
Ball start. Offense, number 3. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's the thing that Mack Brown does not want to see on the road in an environment like this. And the penalties that occur before the ball is snapped will drive a head coach crazy.
So Mack told us that it's fun to be in an atmosphere like this. It's fun until that happens.
You just, as a quarterback, I always kind of adopted the rule of not looking up. You just focus in, don't look at the crowd at all, and just study what's in front of you, which are the 11 defenders across from the football.
Howell breaks it down and runs, and he gets dropped after a short gain. Taiwan Garbutt, the redshirt junior, back in the lineup for Virginia Tech. It's hard to ignore a crowd like this, though, is it not?
Well, it makes communication different, but you can't get caught up in the noise and what's going on. They've worked on this stuff in practice, trying to simulate what they were going to face today. If there's a guy that can handle it, it's number 7 wearing the white jersey.
Second and 13 for Howell. The line holds up. He goes for downs, and it's incomplete.
And that was a connection that was made over and over in the bowl game against Texas A&M at the end of the season last year. Downs cannot get separation, though, from Jamari Connor, their nickelback. And that's where they're going to have to figure out how to win. Is on the outside, can they get separation from a talented secondary here at Virginia Tech?
Third down. Howell, incomplete. Some fiery coverage from Virginia Tech. That's Armani Chapman that time. And the Hokies get a stop.
Well, they go deep in the secondary. Chapman on that play. Dorian Strong is a young man they really like. And then the guy that they feel has got next level talent, Jermaine Waller, it can shut down one half of the field. We already talked about Connor, the nickelback. There's a bunch of talent in the secondary of that Virginia Tech defense.
They nearly got there to Irish-born punter Ben Kiernan. A line drive to Robinson, and down he goes.
Wow.
Man, did he get swarmed under. The helmet came off. A flag comes in as well. And we'll check the marker. Tavion Robinson got snowed under. We'll check the marker here.
Personal foul, face mask, kicking team. That 15-yard penalty will be added on to the end of the run. First down. Timeout.
It's a face mask on Egbuna for North Carolina, and here's a look at it. There's a reason the helmet comes off. Fans, don't forget we have the biggest game of the weekend tomorrow. Clemson and Georgia, the Duke's Mayo Classic. Two California-born quarterbacks, Daniels and Uiagalelei. And a California-born quarterback here, Braxton Burmeister out of La Jolla for Virginia Tech on first down with a lead. And his first pass to James Mitchell, his tight end, gets him a nice game.
Jason, you mentioned Burmeister's speed. He's a crazy athlete, fastest GPS on the team, clocked at 22.5 miles per hour. Justin Fuente said he could jump out of the gym. He's so ripped, has veins popping out of his abs. And in 2019, his redshirt year from Oregon, did some UFC training, so pretty tough guy as well.
Clark, I heard you can go that fast, that you can tear up a treadmill.
No shot.
Burmeister's just happy to feel good after that shoulder injury he had a couple of years ago. He is in a really good place, it seems like, talking to him. And they will keep it on the ground. And once again, Blackshear carves across midfield. It's a gain of 11 and a first down.
Well, keeping North Carolina off balance. You think pass, they're running the football. You think run, they are passing it. It's an outstanding job by Brad Cornelsen, their offensive coordinator. The first drive, 7 plays, 5 runs, 2 passes. And we all thought, hey, they're going to come in here and just run. Well, 2 big pass plays actually broke the first drive open. All of a sudden, they're just clicking on all cylinders. He couldn't have painted a better start to this football game.
Oh, it's just absolutely perfect, especially after losing their left tackle to transfer after last year. This line is playing very well as, again, Blackshear gets the carry, and it'll be second down and medium.
And it's an offensive line that averages about 6'4", 316 pounds. They've got 92 career starts among the starting 5. You throw in tight end James Mitchell. They're deep at that position as well. It's going to be hard to deal with if North Carolina doesn't reel this in here early.
It doesn't hurt that Brock Hoffman, the most experienced offensive lineman, is Burmeister's roommate as well. They live together along with the defensive lineman Amari Barno. Keyshawn King is driven down. Nothing there. Gemmel one more time. He's got a couple of tackles, and the freshman Jabari Ritzy there as well as it's third down.
That's how you're used to seeing this Jay Bateman, Tommy Thigpen defense play, aggressive coming downhill, but it's worked against them here early in the first quarter, where they're trying to be aggressive, and then Virginia Tech has got a counter move where they are vacating an area and Virginia Tech's finding it with receivers.
What's your call here on third down if you're Virginia Tech?
Well, I'm going the tight end here, James Mitchell.
Burmeister steps up. He's got a seam, and he dives for a first down.
Look to the tight end on a shallow cross. It wasn't there. And then all of a sudden, they're playing zone coverage, one of the few opportunities you're going to have. Everything just kind of cleared out because of the deep zone drops. Smart runner, as Clark told us about. And BB3 picks up a first down to move the chains.
I believe that was the umpire, James Hyson, who got undercut Our first official getting wiped out on Friday Night Football.
The very first week of the season.
Yeah, you know what? It's bound to happen, but that is a tough position to officiate for sure. Run a little counter here on first down. Look, Burmeister, we told you he was a tough guy. He had a sprained AC joint very early in his Oregon career in a start against Washington State. And he told us this week that at that point, he couldn't, without pain, lift his arm over his head.
Yeah, Coach Fuente told us as well. He's the best passer that he's had since he's been here. He's been on campus, a great athlete, really accurate, throwing the ball downfield. We haven't seen that yet, but we've seen the accuracy in the short to intermediate range.
Maybe they build to the deep ball. 2nd and 7. Jet sweep action. Instead, they hand it off straight up ahead, and Jalen Holston fighting and arguing for yardage. It's going to be 3rd down and about 1 for Tech.
They get so caught up in the eye candy, the motion, all the stuff where it's almost as if North Carolina's guessing right now. And I mentioned earlier the counter move by Braxton Burmeister, kind of orchestrating this thing where North Carolina's going one way, he's going the other, and it's been successful so far.
Trey, 12 runs, 3 passes so far for Virginia Tech.
We kind of felt that coming in, that it was going to be that way, that they were going to take advantage of a talented offensive line.
Holston again driving forward. It'll be very close at the 28. Gemmel again stepped in to try to shove him back, and it looks like
I think he's going to have it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Boy, this is an opportunity right here where you give up a first down defensively, where your dapper's down a little bit, and so I would come back, nice push. They get some penetration there. That's just will to pick up the first down. But now that the defense a little frustrated, maybe some play action and taking a shot over the top. The safety's trying to bite down and help and assist in the run. Show them a little eye candy.
Off 7 straight runs, this will be the 8th in a row for the Hokies, and it's Holston turning his back into reverse gear to the 20-yard line into Eugene Asante for a gain of 8.
Powerful downhill runner is Jalen Holston, the junior out of Stockbridge, Georgia. I mean, it has been a clinic up front with this offensive line, just moving bodies and creating holes for these running backs.
Talking to Mack Brown and Jay Bateman, they feel good about their defensive line depth, but Virginia Tech has won that battle so far.
Up top is wide open. I like it.
Run again. Holston breaks it down. Another first down into the secondary, and Trey Morrison, the safety, with the tackle. Look, Virginia Tech, you want an identity?
Yeah.
It's very clear.
Yeah, it's going to be the offensive line in the running game. And they're presenting, North Carolina's presenting it some opportunities for shot plays, but why change things? Brad Cornelson is, hey, we're going to stick to the run. They haven't stopped it. We can wear them down. This is a way to wear the defensive front or the front 7 down as we progress through this game. Why not do it?
And keep Sam Howell off the field, by the way.
Absolutely.
Burmeister to throw. He's out of the pocket. Burmeister is out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
Where Kyler McMichael got caught up in a whirlwind, didn't know really what to do. Burmeister pulls the ball down. He's got to respect and stay with his receiver. See his back to the football. He's got to turn and run. Otherwise, Burmeister's going to throw the touchdown pass. And when he does, Braxton Burmeister pulls it down, and all that athletic ability coming out.
Do all the UFC training you want, but get out of bounds and save your season.
No doubt about it.
Sometimes. Turner up top on 2nd down. King, the front door wasn't open, and he's turned around by Morrison, who got in from the safety spot. 3rd down. Let's see, did he lose the football? The officials are trying to unpack the pile. Carolina came out and said, it's our football.
Yeah, he did.
Wow. Ball came out, and North Carolina's got a turnover. the pile.
Tell you what, just fighting for some extra yards. Not sure who, Trey Morrison maybe, gets a hand on the football, rakes it out of there, and next thing you know, North Carolina kind of given a lifeline here in the first quarter.
I thought for a moment they had stopped his progress, but he was still fighting, and so the ball comes out, and that is a huge turnover.
Definitely a fumble.
Absolutely.
That angle, definitely a fumble. I thought maybe they had a chance to see a knee down, but when they turned it to the other view, you could clearly see the ball come out.
Howell in his own end zone. To throw, and it's a first down catch across the 30-yard line for Emery Simmons. So the junior out of the state of North Carolina, as so many are on this team, as a first down.
Well, it just makes it look so easy. Just a flick of the wrist, and the ball's on the receiver.
Chandler, Tennessee transfer is chopped down. Amare Barno, who is an absolute stud athlete, got in there for a loss of 2.
And last year's game, they beat this defense on the perimeter. Deep shots down the field and runs on the edges. And Amare Barno is a guy that I'm not sure I would try to run to his side. Going 6'6", about 245, extremely athletic. He wears the right number, too. I like
That's
that.
the
You
end
like it?
of the first quarter.
He was a tackle for loss leader in the conference last year. You won yourself a trophy in it. 7-0 Virginia Tech. Could have been more. Carolina with a huge turnover as we go to the second quarter. Only college football game on the schedule Sunday. Notre Dame and Florida State at Doak Campbell, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. ABC and the ESPN app. One app, one tap. Look out for possible offensive pass interference that people might talk about for half a decade. In that ball game, Virginia
Still
Tech.
talking about it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, it could be a while. Virginia Tech had the ball for 12.5 minutes in the first quarter. Sam Howell, Heisman hopeful, on the ground on first down, and not a whole lot there for Ty Chandler, the transfer from Tennessee, as Waller makes the stop.
And to your point, they completely dominated the first quarter. Time of possession, but only shows 7 points for it. And Sam Howell is the kind of cowboy that you do not want to get in a gunfight with. You've got to take advantage when you have opportunities to punch him in and put points on the board, because he can score as quickly as anybody in the country.
3rd and 10. Pocket gives way. Howell gets out of the pocket. And Sam Howell, goes leaping for the first down. He's worked on his flexibility in the offseason, and that out-of-the-pocket situation, he got 14 there.
Yeah, that quiet calmness that everybody around the program talks about. Never flinches, never shies away from a situation. There it shows.
Quick toss to the outside, and he's got a gain of about 9. It's Green and Dorian Strong, and we'll see where he did get to. He's very close to the marker. I loved what Sam Howell said to us. He said, if people respect you, it doesn't matter how softly you speak. The tone doesn't matter.
Well, he lets his play speak for itself. And you talk about can spin a football, that quiets the noises.
Chandler darting inside, and Ty Chandler goes rolling near the marker. He's trying to replace Michael Carter and Javonte Williams, and he's sort of a melding of the two style-wise.
Yeah, it kind of fits right in the middle, and everybody was concerned about the running game. Well, he has been fantastic through fall workouts.
First down for Chandler across the 30-yard line.
And he's got some experience. I mean, he is 5th all-time in all-purpose yards at the University of Tennessee. And over 2,000 rushing yards with 17 career touchdowns. The young man is played, decided to transfer to North Carolina, and stepped right into the starting role.
It's the right guard, Marcus McKeithen. on a South Carolina that is injured. We'll check on him when we come back at a first down, North Carolina. Thousands affected by Hurricane Ida urgently need support. Download at redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond to and help people recover from this awful disaster. First down for Sam Howell. Pressure got there. He slipped away for the moment, and down he goes. A loss of 2. Alan Tisdale, their redshirt sophomore, with the stop.
Good news for North Carolina. Marcus McKeithen back in the game. So much has been told about North Carolina losing 4,000 yards of offense, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs drafted in the NFL. But Sam Howell has all 5 starters back on the offensive line. Those big dudes up front, those are his guys. Safety blanket.
See how they hold up here on a 2nd and 11. It's Chandler looking for the outside, and he's stonewalled again. Backside pressure from Garbutt, the defensive end who's been active early.
Yeah, after a sack, obviously negative yards, you're trying to just get back on schedule, which is exactly what Phil Longo, the offensive coordinator for North Carolina, is trying to do. Get Sam Howell in a manageable situation here on 3rd down.
Just 6 attempts all day for Howell so far. He's 3 for 6. Crowd gets louder and louder. Third down. They got there again. Down he goes. Mario Kendricks, the sophomore from Florida, buried it.
Alarms got to go off in your head as a quarterback that they're pinning their ears back. You got man-to-man coverage on the outside, and they're spying the backs. They get there with just a 4-man rush, and that's just desire and want to by the defensive line.
Andre Garbutt is a major problem. He forced 2 guys to handle him to open the door for Kendricks there.
Well, it's Garbutt and Barno on the other side. Both defensive ends have made plays in this game. They are going to be a force for all ACC opponents throughout the year.
Kiernan just got that away, and this ends up right around the end zone. Let's see, did they knock it back into play? And they will say touchback. Kiernan thought it was down. It's a touchback, though. Virginia Tech gets it back next.
Benetti, realignment, always going to be the conversation across the sport.
Seems like it. I'm surprised you're doing updates after Boise State and UCF went till like 5 in the morning yesterday. Good work, Matt Berry. Virginia Tech has it back. That was a touchback. The ball did cross the plane of the goal line, and the official made the call right on it. So it is a touchback. As the ball's on the deck, and Burmeister has to collapse on it. So fumble, and now this to start the drive.
I just kind of feel like that's a lateral move for UCF and Houston. Here, just a bad snap down at the quarterback's feet. Can't handle it, and forced to just kind of fall on it. But I think UCF, you know, there have been bigger fish to fry as we get further in to expansion. Thought maybe Houston would go out west to the Pac-12 and be, you know, what that gives the Pac-12 a footprint in the state of Texas.
So you think it's a little too early for those schools?
I think it's, yeah, I think it's a little early, and there's no need to rush.
Running game has been center stage for Virginia Tech, and Blackshear sets up a 3rd down and long. Morrison another stop. The all-ACC honorable mention safety last year. Look, Virginia Tech under Fuente has put up about 41 points a game against North Carolina. Long drives, they didn't pay it off.
Yeah, they have had complete control of this game at times, and all of a sudden a fumble, a turnover, creates an opportunity or a missed opportunity for Virginia Tech and an opportunity for North Carolina. But here you're down behind the down and distance marker. The last thing you want to do is make a mistake trying to force the ball down the field here.
3rd down, Burmeister. Check down for Blackshear. He's got to have the 30, and he does. First down, Virginia Tech. Oh boy, a soft spot got softer and softer.
Well, missed tackle by Jaquarius Conley. That's the second big missed tackle by him, and it allows Blackshear to pick up the first down. You see the coverage fall way off, a little bit too deep. Nice job by Braxton Burmeister of just checking it down. Now it's up to you to go get the first down, and Blackshear does exactly that. Don't get yourself in trouble trying to force it into coverage. You know, guys, they're on scholarship for a reason. They can make a play after the catch.
I love that you still feel that as a quarterback from like 3 sections up of this stadium. Timeout, Virginia Tech.
Timeout of the half.
We'll step aside. Low scoring so far in a big way for this rivalry. A huge one in the Coastal to start the season. ACC's all over this weekend. Monday, Louisville at Scott Satterfield against Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss. Labor Day, the only college football game on the schedule. First meeting between the schools, 8 Eastern time. And you see those are some really good numbers from the signal caller for Ole Miss, where the Carolina offensive coordinator Phil Longo came through. And this for Virginia Tech goes across midfield for Trey Turner, breaking tackles into Carolina territory, a gain of 16.
Is it my imagination, or does Virginia Tech look like the faster team? Excellent block by Caleb Smith on the outside to open things up for Trey Turner. They've done it. They've run an end around with Tavion Robinson, and now it's Trey Turner's turn, continuing to keep this North Carolina defense off balance. They don't know where it's coming from.
Virginia Tech was 5th in the nation last year in jet sweep yards per carry. As Burmeister wants to load it up, giving some ground now. He steps up in the pocket, and Burmeister across the 45. We go downstairs to Clark.
You know, Andre, you mentioned the speed, field level. I would agree with you unequivocally. Virginia Tech looks like the faster team. The other thing, in the trenches, this Virginia Tech offensive line returned 4 out of 5 starters. It's a group that is gelled together. They spend a ton of time in the offseason together. They eat barbecue. They hang out together. This is a group that is one, and they are owning the line of scrimmage, and that's why the time of possession, all Tech.
Yeah, one of the leaders, the captain, Brock Hoffman, right in the middle of that offensive line.
Holston very close to the line to gain across the 40-yard line. Brock Hoffman, a talented Nerf basketball player, we're told by his quarterback, Braxton Burmeister. How about Hoffman against Amare Barno in Nerf basketball?
Oh, that's 3 athletes right there. Big man and 2 freakish athletes in Burmeister and Barno. And all 3 have contributed early in the ball game. So that house is going to be if they roll on to victory, they're going to have some fun in there tonight.
They're going to have 3 nights in one night, possibly. 3rd down and 1. Maybe a go-for-it situation if they don't have the first down. But they do. It's a moot point. Gain of a couple. Holston gets it, and we're under 6 in the first half. Virginia Tech is just sapping time off this clock.
Yeah, but you want to sap time and then take care of things on the back end. The last time they had a drive going like this, they put the ball on the ground, Keyshawn King, and it gave North Carolina life. You want to finish things off. You're winning time of possession. Go ahead and put the ball in the end zone.
Blackshear gets overwhelmed. Backside pressure was coming after him by Miles Murphy. And that'll be a loss of a couple of yards, loss of 3. What a weekend of college football we are a part of.
With 2 good ones. Actually 3 right
I got
there in the
5
middle.
good ones, Andre.
But in my eyes, you talk about the #1 team in the country playing Miami. 3 against 5 in Georgia, Clemson, Notre Dame, Florida State. I think that's going to be a closer game than people think. And then it could end up a shootout in Oxford with Louisville and Ole Miss. A lot of points will be scored in that game.
Neutral site games all over in Atlanta and Charlotte, where game day is. Burmeister, deep ball to the sideline. Turner, oh, what a catch! Trey Turner with the softest of hands.
Justin Fuente is a man of his word. Told us about Burmeister's ability to throw the deep ball, and you can't drop it in any better than he did on that play. Excellent job by Turner to just get 1 foot in college football is all you need.
That's a 6 for 6 for Braxton Burmeister in the first 25 minutes against North Carolina.
Wow.
What a catch. Burmeister. Oh, Turner.
It's on you, Benetti.
What did I do?
6 of 6. That comment did it. He threw a dime, though. Actual dime. And this one, Turner, 9 out of 10 times, that's a catch and a touchdown.
99 out of 100 times, that's a catch and a touchdown.
Well, those are some, when you get to the end of the season, you never can let that one go. He could have 10 touchdowns this year. He'll say, I should have had 11.
But you go right back to it.
I absolutely would go right back to him.
Blackshear puts it on the ground. Virginia Tech's got a fumble, a bad snap that dropped by Turner, and that from Blackshear.
And allowing North Carolina to hang around. 3rd down here.
There's like a confused hush
and what it
in
does,
the stadium now.
Yeah, what it does is it puts pressure on your offense to now deliver. Because you had a touchdown pass right there to Trey Turner. That one goes on the ground. Then you follow that with a negative play with a fumble. A lot of pressure on this Virginia Tech offense here.
3rd and goal, Burmeister. Burmeister. Touchdown! The Governor, James Mitchell.
I'm not sure that ball wasn't meant for Tavion Robinson, and then the Governor, Mitchell, just stepped and snagged it out of nowhere. Because my eyes were all over number 9 in the back of the end zone, crossing from left to right, and then all of a sudden there's a big pair of hands that came out of nowhere.
Hey, the Governor's got veto power.
He did in that case, didn't he? Well, I'll tell you what, talk about pressure and delivering. Braxton Burmeister, he doesn't feel that. Nor does Brad Cornelson, the offensive coordinator.
Andre, guess what? They're 6 for 6 on 3rd down now. What a catch by Turner to set it up, dude.
Over the shoulder, working the sideline, dropping it right in. And then the Governor, James Mitchell, just snagging it out of the air to give Virginia Tech a 14-0 lead.
Well, they've been waiting a couple of years for this, and they've got number 10 North Carolina totally on the ropes right now. Virginia Tech has seen its offense hold the ball for nearly 20 minutes in the first half. Carolina gets it back from the 25-yard line into the studio. Matt Berry.
All right, guys, coming up at the Sling TV halftime report, we talked about the breaking news in the Big 12. We'll discuss. Plus, Labor Day weekend. What a great weekend of college football. We'll break down Georgia and Clemson. Plus, Virtual Locks is back. We'll get you set. New twist this year. Jesse Palmer, Joey Galloway join me coming up, guys. Halftime's almost here. You'll get your snacks, your Lunchables, and all of that coming up shortly.
Love it. We could barely hear you, Matt, because this crowd is enraged and excited.
Send food, Matt. I could use a little bit at the half.
Listen to this.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Sam Howell to communicate.
He's dropped again. What do you think Mac Brown is saying to him on the sideline before this drive?
Well, one play at a time. Don't try to get us back in the game with one play. You know, go through your reads, your progressions. We got a lot of time left to play football, an entire second half. They'd love some points here with just, you know, about 2.5 minutes left in the first half. They'd love to go down and put a touchdown on the board, but you can't get it all at one time.
Carolina gets the ball out of halftime, so a big drive here. Howell, a dart to the sideline, and this pops free. Emery Simmons couldn't bring it in at the tail end of the catch, and Jermaine Waller pancaked him.
Boy, and that's the NFL-type talent on the outside in Waller. Tight coverage. Can these young receivers win against this talented secondary? So far, they're not passing the test, and Virginia Tech is.
The question was, how do you replace De'Ami Brown and Daz Newsome and Michael Carter and Javonte Williams? 3rd and 15 for North Carolina. Howell had time. It's a little bit high, and it's going to be short for Downs, who's a couple of yards shy. And you can't go for it here, can you?
It forced the throw, forced Downs to dive, and that's where he just kind of came off his feet and just shy. Because I think if he catches it on the move,
they're going here, Andre.
Oh, they may try to draw Virginia Tech off sides, but I don't think this ball's going to be snapped.
This would be ultra gutsy.
Play clock's at 10. And spend a timeout to think about it.
Timeout. North Carolina. Their first timeout.
It's a wall of
30 seconds. Timeout.
It's been a wall of dominance on the field in the first half. BB3 on that last drive was 3 of 3 on 3rd downs. They're 6 of 6 on 3rd downs for the game. They being Virginia Tech. It's going to win you a lot of ball games. Time of possession. The 3 drives.
Number 3 in the country, 7:30 Eastern time on ABC, one app, one tap on the ESPN app. The question is, does Georgia have the secondary to deal with DJ Uiagalelei? They've lost 6 defensive backs, so Uiagalelei could maybe carve them tomorrow. We'll see. It is punt time for North Carolina, or at least a show of punt time.
And almost like a home game for Clemson. It's not a long trip.
Kiernan to Tavion Robinson, and it's out of bounds. The crowd groaned as it came off his foot.
Well, let's see if Brad Cornelsen and Justin Fuente want some points here before the half. You're thinking field goal with 1:30 to go down and to just add some more points to this tally? Or will they be protective and satisfied with just a 14-point lead? Because as you mentioned, Carolina getting the ball first to start the second half, that could put them right back in it if you don't add to this lead.
2 timeouts.
I'm trying to score.
I was just going to say, but you're always.
Yeah,
I mean, that's always what
I'll tell you, I'm on record as saying you can never score enough points in the first half of a football game. There's no such thing.
Blackshear a run. We'll see if they use the timeouts at all here.
Well, I thought they missed a face mask there.
Tyrone Hopper came in. Blackshear went down. Pretty conservative call on first down.
And the Blackshear's grabbing at his face mask the second he got up. Well, certainly taking their time.
North Carolina's well known for the 4 corners offense.
Mark this chapter in your book later in the game.
It's a little different when Carolina's getting the ball at a halftime, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Maybe you think about going to get points here. And now Carolina's got 2 timeouts.
Yeah,
they can use one here.
Spend it here and stop on 3rd down. Use the last one and try to put something together.
That's why a throw on first down, if you get some yardage, then Carolina can't really think about using those timeouts.
Boy. Can't score too many in the first half.
I know this makes you uneasy
It
here
does.
for
I mean,
Virginia Tech.
I start squirming in my seat because I can't take it. You know, the old quarterback comes in. I'm actually on the sideline. If I'm Braxton Burmeister, I'm pleading with Justin Fuente. Hey, we need to go get some points. Trust me on this. I will protect the football. Let's be aggressive. Allow me to be a little bit aggressive here.
Especially for a team that didn't make a bowl game for Virginia Tech for the first time last year since 1992 when Gino Toretto was slinging it around. It's been a long time since they didn't go to a bowl. We'll see how it plays out, but I agree with you, Andre. Burmeister's 7 for 8. The only incompletion was a drop. So his argument of trust me plays pretty well. And Burmeister goes down. Tamon Fox with the sack and a little post-play stuff going on. Some pushing and shoving. Ravo Hossack for North Carolina and Tenuta the left tackle.
Kind of lucky he didn't get a flag thrown on him coming in a little bit late on Tenuta.
30-second timeout.
But he doesn't hold up. The pass rush is able to get there. You know, everybody in the building, you spread out like that, they're going to pin their ears back. You know you're going to try to throw the ball, and it's 3rd and long. So now another timeout. North Carolina's going to have an opportunity to at least go down and try to kick a field goal.
How about psychologically for North Carolina? What does that last Virginia Tech drive do to what Mack Brown says in the locker room?
It does nothing. Right now, you're locked. You're talking about the next 30 minutes. Hey, wash that away. It's the first game. We got an opportunity to draw within 7 or whatever it is, 11 when we go out and start the second half. That's the focus now. But before you get to the locker room, let's try to get a field goal out of this with 34 seconds left.
But if it's 21, it's different.
Totally
I would
different.
argue.
Even a field goal, it gives you more juice going into the locker room.
Peter Moore on to punt. We have not seen much of him at all. It's the first punt for Virginia Tech with Downs back to receive.
Good punt.
Forces a fair catch inside the 30. That was an absolute hammer of 51 yards. Sam Howell 4 for 8. He just hadn't seen the ball a whole lot.
Yeah, he had, but the guy, a lot of people talk about Baker Mayfield. I'd compare him to Drew Brees. Standing in the pocket, accurate down the field, nice compact release, and you'll see the exact same thing. Staring down pressure, doesn't flinch, willing to stand in, take a shot to deliver a dime. That's what Sam Howell can give you. It's why they are never out of a football game.
He's only had the ball for 8:41 of this first half. That's a great comparison, though.
Nice compact release.
Howell rolling. He wanted to throw. Now he gets outside, and Howell out of bounds to stop the clock.
A great point you make there, because they don't have a timeout. You can't come down inbounds trying to get extra yards and have to reset everybody in the formation. Get out of bounds. You can take your time, get a play call, and start the next play.
With 4 wide receivers, Howell. Nothing there again. He lost the football. It's out of bounds. It's Barno again. He has lived in the backfield.
Well, this junior on the edge for Virginia Tech has been unreal.
There's a fumble backwards out of bounds. Game clock will start on the snap.
You talk about the roommates. One side of the ball, they're stepping up. Well, he's got to be able to have a part in that conversation when they go back home. They have forced a fumble on a Heisman candidate.
He was the tackle for loss leader in the ACC last year. He's got 2.5 tonight already. It's not halftime. Howell runs. And Sam Howell shaking tacklers across the 40.
It's going to stop the clock while they move the chains. Maybe time for a clock it here and one more play.
That's exactly what he'll do. 3 seconds left on the clock here at Lane Stadium. Just jam-packed with orange shirts all night long.
They're going to put their prevent defense in for Virginia Tech. First order of business, if it's a completion, make the tackle or knock the football down if you're in a position to do so. And if it's caught, make the tackle.
James Mitchell is back in coverage for Virginia Tech. He just had the touchdown. He's playing back at about the 10-yard line. As you see, timeout called by Virginia Tech. It looked like we were basically showing you an MLB outfield alignment there with what Virginia Tech's doing.
Yeah, and it's basically play your area, follow the quarterback with your eyes, and once the ball goes up, go up, meet it at its highest point, and knock it down. Don't try to be a hero and come up with an interception. Just knock the ball away. That's why that man, Justin Fuente, called the timeout to get everybody aligned.
When Mack Brown had his first go-round in North Carolina, Lane Stadium wasn't a port of call in the ACC. You didn't have to come here once every 2 years and have to deal with this.
No, this is a tough place to play. It's noisy, it's loud. It's an active crowd where they know exactly when to get loud. It's a home field advantage for sure.
It's always, unless their guy has the ball, the when to get loud.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
If you didn't see it off the top of our show, the sing-along of 66,000 with Metallica was awesome. Go back on the app. This is a run for Jones. Jones across the 40, and he'll be stopped at the 30-yard line. 29-yard play after 88 total yards in the first 29 minutes and 57 seconds for a Heisman hopeful in Sam Howell. Virginia Tech has owned the first half. As you see, they beat Ohio State back in 2014 in a similar situation. This one here at Lane Stadium. And Virginia Tech, behind almost perfect effort from Braxton Burmeister, is up 14 in a major upset bid in the ACC Coastal, which has been totally up for grabs the last 8 seasons. Downstairs to Kark.
Coach, how did you hold Sam Howell in this North Carolina offense to 0 points in the first half?
Well, it's been a team effort. I mean, we've tried to hold the ball a little bit on the offensive side of the ball, and then our defense has played fast. You know, I mean, they're a great offense. They've got great talent, and we've got a lot of football left to play.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah.
Justin Fuente's team up 14. Carolina gets it out of the half. Now the halftime report. Joey Galloway, Jesse Palmer, and Matt Berry. Number 10, North Carolina only had the ball for just over 9 minutes of the first half. They are trailing 14-0 at Lane Stadium, where these two teams played a bunch of overtimes a couple of years ago. 56-45 at Chapel Hill last year for North Carolina. And John Parker Romo to boot it to open the second half. North Carolina will start with the ball, and we check out our first half stats brought to you by Zaxby's. Andre, North Carolina just didn't have any chance to do much.
You see time of possession just dominated. Third down conversions, 6 of 7 for Virginia Tech. That's going to keep a lot of drives going. Just a tough first half offensively for North Carolina.
For an offense that saw Sam Howell throw multiple touchdown passes in every game last year.
He's thrown a touchdown pass in every game of his career and held scoreless in the first half, but we got a long way to go.
He pulls it back, and he's under siege again. Howell is sacked.
Talk about playing fast, is what Justin Fuente told us right before the half.
Let's see what Mack Brown had to say to Kark.
You know, you guys mentioned the time of possession, and just spoke to Mack Brown. He said they can't get anything in terms of momentum because defensively on first down. Virginia Tech is having their way. I asked him offensively, where are the opportunities? Well, he's got one of the best quarterbacks in the country, maybe the first quarterback picked in the NFL draft. He said through the air. The guys on the perimeter need to step up, though.
Pressure coming from his weak side, and he guns it over the middle. He's got the completion to Antoine Green. Jermaine Waller, who you've loved in the first half, was bearing down on Howell and drilled him.
Yeah, he took a big hit, but that's not going to stop Sam Howell. He'll sit in and face blitzers, guys right in his face to complete passes. Just really fearless in the pocket.
For injury.
Garbutt is the injured player for Virginia Tech, Tywan Garbutt. We'll check on him when we come back. North Carolina third down, big one early in the second half. By Ram Trucks. This is the ACC on ESPN. Sam Howell on third down for North Carolina's opening possession of the third quarter. It is a run, and it is stopped. Chandler doused a couple yards short. Pollard got in there, and it's fourth down.
Oh, and they tried to lull Virginia Tech to sleep, maybe fool them a little bit in a passing formation. They run Chandler underneath, but Big Pollard right there in the middle. They go 4 deep at defensive tackle. Fuga, Kendricks, Williams, and that man Pollard.
So mark it down after the punt from Kiernan here, what time it is on the clock. And we will see when North Carolina gets the ball back again, because that was the major problem in the first half. They just didn't have Sam Howell in charge of the game. Robinson, a fair catch. Only college football game on the schedule Sunday. We loved it in the 90s, didn't we? Notre Dame, Florida State. From Doak Campbell Stadium, Mike Norvell trying to rebuild. He and Justin Fuente have the Memphis connection at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on ABC and the ESPN app. One app, one tap. What do you got on that game? How you feeling?
Oh boy, that one's in at Florida State.
It is.
I kind of like the Seminoles there.
Ooh.
I do. I just think Notre Dame lost way too much to be ranked 9th in the country to start the season.
We will see. That's coming up Sunday. A full weekend of college football, including Monday's game from Atlanta. As this is a first down run for Virginia Tech and Jalen Holston. But Braxton Burmeister, the quarterback from La Jolla, who grew up with a LaDainian Tomlinson fathead on his bedroom wall. He was an LT guy. And he's got some grit to him. I mean, this kid, we told you in the first half, he dealt with an AC joint injury to his shoulder at Oregon. He's been mentored for years and years, for a long time, since elementary school, by Akili Smith, the former first-round quarterback out of Oregon. And he's now got the job at Virginia Tech. To the outside, this is Turner, who gets clotheslined down by Gemmel. And what a story Jeremiah Gemmel is. You talk to anybody in this Carolina program, he is the absolute leader. He invites his teammates over to play Madden, and he quizzes them on formations and offensive systems while they're playing.
Yeah, but he's making too many plays down the field, like way down the field. Missed tackles. We've seen Conley miss some there. Chris Collins misses a tackle. Getting him deep into that second level of the defense. That makes for a long night, my friend.
You've seen it on defenses you've faced. They get a little tired of that. Holston in motion. Burmeister on third down. Rolling out of the pocket. Burmeister, it's tipped. And it is incomplete. Batted by Grimes for North Carolina. And a rare stop for the Tar Heels defense with not much time off the clock.
Oh my gosh, did he miss Trey Turner? Trey Turner's running wide open. Top of the screen. He's going to look that way. I mean, you can't get any more wide open than that. You could punt. The punter could hit it with a kick. And Turner's begging for the football, but Burmeister just missed that one. He's probably on a sideline right now, Turner telling his quarterback, hey, come to me.
And he's right in a big way as Downs is driven back to the 24-yard line. Another fair catch and a 50-yard punt. Nice night for Peter Moore for Tech. Sam Howell, Heisman hopeful, back out after this. Andre, you got any chips in your pocket? You want to play some Coastal Roulette?
I have no chips.
You got nothing?
I have no chips.
Hey, look, 2013 Duke won the Coastal. Spin the wheel, 2014 Georgia Tech. Hey, it's North Carolina 2015. Then 2016, guess what? Virginia Tech. 2017 Miami. You see where this is going.
Yeah, somewhat different.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of back-to-back. Pitt 2018, Virginia 2019. No divisions last year, so we're on a run of basically forever of new champs in the Coastal. You lost out. You would have won at some point if you just put a chip on the table.
I'd have to keep doubling down.
That's right. Sam Howell out of the timeout. He's got a first down. Time to throw. Just idling in the pocket and incomplete for Garrett Walston, the tight end.
Usually a sure-handed receiving tight end, but you talk about maybe a little bit high, but this is still a ball that you should handle. That's just a high and in front catch that you work on all the time in net drills. Should have been caught.
Howell darts ahead. Sam Howell takes it into his own hands, literally, and he's dumped down at the 41 by Chamari Connor.
Get what you can get once you have the first down. Protect yourself. Don't like seeing Sam Howell take unnecessary shots like that.
The preseason ACC Player of the Year, surrounded by a bunch of new faces who didn't play a whole bunch at skill positions last year. And here is Jones out of the backfield, and that's DJ Jones, the sophomore out of Fayetteville, trying to replace Michael Carter, drafted by the Jets, Javonte Williams, the Denver Broncos. You know what it's like to lose a bunch of guys around you.
No doubt. And, you know, here they're trying to take the thinking out of it for a young group of wide receivers. Just go some tempo, line up, run plays where there's not a lot of thinking going on.
Howell decisively to the outside. That's a strong cut. And he gets to the 38-yard line. There's carnage in the middle of the field. Bodies on bodies. A helmet off a Carolina player, one of the offensive linemen. It's Johnson, the center, and then an injured party for Virginia Tech as well. Looks like Fuga, the defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Officials timeout for injury.
14-0 Virginia Tech. Carolina driving. You're watching ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Ram Trucks. North Carolina's not been in the red zone tonight. Sam Howell on first down. The junior who has significant first-round draft NFL aspirations. A Heisman hopeful. On first down, he hands it off to another newcomer, Caleb Hood, freshman tailback who was a quarterback by name in high school. But he can run.
Yeah, Phil Longo told us he was a legitimate running back playing quarterback. He's a downhill runner more so than he was a quarterback. And make his way to tailback here at North Carolina.
That's some good big running backs here, including Natron Means.
I like the cushion up top.
Howell looks down to the bottom, and that's a closely contested ball. Let's see who comes up with it. Olsen went down to the ground, was fighting for it. There's a wrestling match, and it is picked off. Jermaine Waller.
Ruling on the field. There's an interception. First down. Virginia Tech.
And then a turnover.
Well, we told you earlier that he can shut down one side of the field. And it's an excellent thrown ball. That ball was thrown, I mean, as about as well as you could throw it over the outstretched hands of the area outside defender. A guy playing in the flat slant area. and just got out-wrestled for it was Justin Olson.
I want to bring in our rules expert, Matt Austin, because it looks like Olson might have the ball here. Matt, what do you see?
Well, it looked like the offensive receiver had the ball momentarily going to the ground, but I agree with Andre. It got wrestled away, and you can see when they first get to the ground, the offensive player is reaching out, trying to gather the ball back in. So I think this is Virginia Tech's football.
So he didn't have it long enough is basically what you're saying, Matt.
Well, he didn't have much control of it.
I see. Matt Austin, thank you.
It certainly is now, because Virginia Tech and Justin Fuente smart enough to get on the field and get a play run. So now that plays in the rearview mirror.
And it happens fast in college football. Holston a 6-yard gain. It's an interception for Waller.
What a game plan this staff at Virginia Tech has put together.
They played keep away in a major way. Holston with a flag coming in, and that would be the first penalty against Virginia Tech, and it would wipe away a first down run for Holston.
Yeah,
Holding.
big Brock Hoffman.
Offense. Number 76. 10-yard penalty.
Center.
Second down.
They caught holding. Well, this crowd is into the game, isn't it? Anything that's remotely going against Virginia Tech, they get right in the middle of it. Let the officials have it.
Here's how locked in this crowd is.
Yeah.
They put up on the video board a video of Mitchell, the tight end, painting one of his teammates.
Yeah, Tavion Robinson.
Yeah, they were reacting to it the whole time. Nobody left their seats. They were all watching the video.
And he's painting the stick man.
That's right. It wasn't exactly like Picasso was here. It was a good effort, though. Burmeister after the holding penalty. And they will run it for not much. Carolina trying to get it back for Sam Howell as Blackshear's got 2, 3rd down and 12. Collins to tackle the linebacker.
Nice job in terms of, with the holding penalty, certainly helps North Carolina. The ball's behind the down and distance markers, so they're off schedule, trying to pop a run underneath, catch the Tar Heels blasting up the field. But now 3rd and long certainly favors the defense. Can North Carolina get some pass rush? We've seen Virginia Tech in this situation before, and they've converted.
Carolina showed pressure. Here it comes from the outside, and they'll throw a screen over the top. Blackshear was the intended target. Asante came flying in to speed it up.
And he did a nice job by just blurring the vision of Braxton Burmeister. Couldn't really put touch.
Last year with a couple of touchdowns for North Carolina. This season, All-State will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities. Bucksburg, Jim did a marvelous job at North.
On 1st down to keep themselves out of 2nd down, 3rd down and long.
There's not a lot on the outside. You said it early. The chase by Virginia Tech's defense has been great, and Alan Tisdale, a new father in the last year, makes the stop.
And they're getting tremendous push up front, reestablishing the line of scrimmage. So there's really nowhere for the backs like Ty Chandler, Caleb Hood. DJ Jones broke one at the end of the half, but that's been about it in the running game.
2nd and 9, play action for Howell. He wants to load it up deep, and Howell's got nothing down there. 3rd down coming up, Kark.
You know, guys, I've been watching Sam Howell on the sideline all evening, and you got to check his pulse. He rarely shows emotion, Matt Brown says, but he works with passion. You know what you're getting every single minute of every day with Sam Howell.
3rd down, pressure coming and picked up for the moment. Howell.
May be a little short, but I think at this point in the game, this close to midfield, even if it's short, Mac Brown will roll the dice and go for it here, but they're going to give him where he caught the football. Coming back, working back to it. And it's close. This guy, I think. This is in the shotgun. Even in short yardage situations, they go shotgun, which in my opinion allows for a defensive line to penetrate, to get pushed. We've seen, and I just talked about it, Virginia Tech reestablishing the line of scrimmage on the side of North Carolina. So I would go under center, just quarterback sneak, old school here with Sam Howell and an experienced offensive line to pick up this first down. But I have yet to see him under center.
What's the key to a sneak here?
Just to get push, but they're not going to sneak it because he's in the shotgun. So this is a gamble in its truest form.
It's a run up the middle, and it's a first down for North Carolina. DJ Jones had it easily, and they do move the sticks.
A nice job.
Play action again. Howell goes intermediate, and another completion. This is Downs, his third catch. Gain of 6.
I mean, think about it. We got 4:50 left in the third quarter. A lot of time to play. They're only down 14-0. We watched UCF last night march back against Boise and come from 21 down. You got this guy playing. We got a lot of football left.
There is Downs again. He's got wonderful speed. Josh Downs inside the 10, touchdown. Oh, doctor.
Joshua Ezeudu through the touchdown breaking block. The left guard for North Carolina opens it up for Josh Downs, and just like that, we got a ball game. So if you're going to see big number 75 throw that block, but that's the block that basically freed Josh Downs and allowed him to hit fifth gear and get in the end zone.
We said it. They need more from him. There it was. Here's a kid who last year at points when he wasn't playing, he said, am I as good as I think I am? The confidence wasn't there. That's exactly it.
He is a young receiver, but he is as good as he thinks he is and as good as this coaching staff thinks he is. They think he's got next level talent.
Looks like it. Matt Berry does too in the studio.
You guys got a good football game brewing there. Let's check in on some other ACC action. Wake Forest, Old Dominion, Sam Hartman to A.T. Perry.
The Coastal's going to be wild this year, Andre.
Yeah, it is. It is, no doubt about it. And Sam Howell keeps his streak alive of games played and touchdown passes thrown.
Did you think it was going to get broken?
I was getting nervous there.
No, you weren't.
Oh, I actually was. I really was. Getting late in the third quarter, he hadn't thrown a touchdown. Stingy defense like Virginia Tech. Absolutely.
That was the longest play of the game we just saw. 37 yards for Downs for either team. Kickoff through the end zone. Touchback at the 25-yard line. Tomorrow, ACC Network, where you can see that Wake Forest game right now. Week 1 triple header, BC and Colgate, the Fighting Raiders from Hamilton on the road. Kenny Pickett in Pittsburgh coming up after that at 4 Eastern time. A lot of great.
Like forever.
Doesn't it seem like it? Since the Taft administration.
Yes, indeed.
First down, Braxton Burmeister. And he will run. Burmeister has a first down and grinds across the 40-yard line into Gimel. There is no fear for Braxton Burmeister on La Jolla.
And Clark talked about his speed. One of the fastest players on this team. When he breaks the pocket, not a lot of linebackers and maybe even some defensive backs are going to track down Braxton Burmeister. Just an exceptional athlete, and he forces you defensively to play 11 on 11.
What do you mean by that?
Because you have to account for his ability to pull the ball down and run, so you can't just, forget about the quarterback and the quarterback run game.
Davion Robinson to the outside. Clark asked Braxton Burmeister this week about his surfing history because he's got a couple of surfboards, and Burmeister said, well, I can get up and I can stand up on the board. I can stay up. He sort of demurred there. I don't think he likes standing up on the board playing quarterback. No. He's very willing to dive.
I asked him if he'd seen the movie. Remember the Titans? Guy, California quarterback coming in all ripped up, and I said, he said, yeah. He started laughing. He knew exactly where I was going. He said, they used to call me Sunshine when I first got here.
Nice.
Then it transformed into BB3, Braxton Burmeister and his number.
There's some quarterbacks like to go down. He likes to run into people and dive into people, it seems like, as there's a first down for Holston into Hopper. And this is an important drive. Virginia Tech had been stopped on 3 straight third downs. They've converted a few first downs here.
It's where they've been dominant in this game and help out in the run game. And then that's when you go double moves or just a straight up, you get press coverage down here like Robinson has.
They ran Gallo in to protect. They threw backside to Blackshear. Beautifully designed, and Virginia Tech with a first down. Gallo was in the slot, and then he came over to play tight end. They threw backside for a gain of 15.
Brad Cornelsen has called a fabulous, and I mean fabulous football game from a play calling standpoint. Just every time North Carolina thinks that they have a bead on what Virginia Tech does, he deals a card out of his hand that they don't see coming. That fooled everybody in this stadium, including the guys up here.
You speak for yourself, Andre.
Oh, you knew it was coming,
I
right?
saw Blackshear leaking out. First down, Virginia Tech. And this is another run, and Carolina is right on top of it. Eugene Asante, whose brother Larry played in the league with the Raiders for a while, got the stop along with Desmond Evans. Take your pick. Which game do you like most?
One right in the middle, Georgia-Clemson. I think it's a tough game for Georgia. If this is the year, what they say, 40-plus years it's been since they won a national championship, they've got to get through that one if this is the year.
And if they do get through that one, that is a big card to play.
No doubt.
College football playoff selection day. Virginia Tech willing to let the clock wind down after the loss of 3. Burmeister scanning and running. Burmeister is tripped up beautifully.
Excellent.
By Conley.
Excellent by Conley, because that's what you have to have in today's game of football on any level. It's open field tackling, especially with the athletes that we have playing the quarterback position now. Conley sees it, he's spying him almost. And then he's going to whip himself around, come back, and make one heck of an open field tackle. He's missed a few in this game, but you can't take that one away.
His only start last year was in that Orange Bowl against Texas A&M. Virginia Tech is close to field goal range. They'll have a third down when we come back. They're at least on the edge of 17. We'll see what they do in the fourth quarter. Virginia Tech by 7 in a dandy. At Lane Stadium, hoping Virginia Tech can convert a third down and 12.
Maybe quarterback draw here. The formation's dictating it.
Movement at the line, no flag is down. It is Robinson doubling back. And a relative newcomer in terms of the Virginia Tech program is the kicker, John Parker Romo, who's a transfer from Tulsa, who has not kicked in this type of environment.
That's the 4th straight third down stop for North Carolina after Virginia Tech started the game 6 of 6. By the half, they were 6 of 7. But this North Carolina defense starting to rise up a little bit.
John Parker Romo hoping to have better luck than his former school did against the fighting Dan Hawkinses last night. 48 yards away. It is gone.
That was a concern for Justin Fuente coming into this game, the kicking game, punting and the kicker, and both have been solid so far.
If Saturday, Sunday, and Monday are anything like Friday, do not leave your couch. Number 1, Alabama. Number 14, Miami and De'Aaron King, Saturday, 3:30. Georgia, Clemson, 7:30. Both of those on ABC, as is Notre Dame, Florida State on Sunday. Louisville, Ole Miss, Monday, 8 Eastern.
I can tell you.
On ESPN.
I can tell you Sunday I won't be leaving the couch. I got a fantasy draft, and then I'm watching football. Maybe kind of both at the same time.
You
So
can
I'm
do
not,
both.
I'm not leaving the sofa.
What do you got on Miami and De'Aaron King upsetting Alabama?
My goodness. That's a tough one to start, but it's the right time to play Alabama if you're going to get them. I don't want them about 4 games in when they've found an identity on both sides of the ball.
Carolina from the 25 after we say hello to Matt Berry.
Guys, keeping you up to date on what's going on around the country. Gunnar Holmberg and Duke down 10-7. All of a sudden, how about that? The Cutcliffes come back and take the lead 14-10 in this one. Just about at the half a minute, 18 in the second quarter. And Michigan State has not named a starting quarterback. They're the only team in the Big Ten that has not done so. We will find out when they take on Northwestern coming up after this game. Big weekend in the Big Ten, guys. Fun to watch coming up next.
Yeah, it is. Ohio State was brilliant to beat Minnesota last night. Sam Howell listens to this. They were right there in a heartbeat, and Waller on the coverage. As that ball was popped in the air, Virginia Tech thought it was picked off for a moment by Daly. It's incomplete. How do you feel as a quarterback when somebody's in your mug after half a second?
Well, especially when it's a quick snap and you're trying to go quick game on a quick slant and you're having to fight off defenders to do so. I mean, just a quick play fake, and all of a sudden he's got a nose tackle in Pollard right in his grill. He had gone 3 straight completions. That was the first time in the game prior to that last pass play.
And a flag. Well, 18 flags have come in.
False start. Offense. Number 63. 5-yard penalty.
The crowd feeling like they're part of it. The false starts. That's going to rev this place up even more so. What an atmosphere.
This is 2 years of waiting to get this emotion out together. Howell fires. He's got it across the 35. It's Downs again. He's been a frequent contributor in the second half.
And even with a completion, Jalen Griffin is able to get to the doorstep of Sam Howell, and hits on the quarterback are becoming a big thing for Virginia Tech.
5 sacks already. Oh, there's a big hit dumped in the backfield. DJ Jones. And Epelkart upset beautifully by Chapman.
And I am sure somebody missed a block,
For an injury on the field.
which allowed DJ Jones to come free. Excuse me, Chapman to come free on DJ Jones.
Timeout, Virginia Tech by 10. Big hit by Chapman before we went at 37. And a second one down as well.
An eligible receiver.
Receiver downfield. Offense. Number 73. Penalty is declined. 3rd down.
It's on McKeithen. They rush 3. It's a screen. And it's a good one for Downs. And Josh Downs finally tumbled just across the 40-yard line. Chamari Connors swept down. Carolina down 10.
Not sure they're going to snap this.
Simmons couldn't reel it in. And it's the Armani Chapman series for the Hokies.
ESPN College Football
For years now to regather. A turnover on downs for the defense against Howell, and Braxton Burmeister take a shot here, Andre. You said it, it was going to be there, but Burmeister didn't have the time.
Yeah, I think it was a predetermined where he was going with the football before the snap.
Second Virginia Tech turnover in Carolina territory tonight. Howell mishandled the snap for a moment, and that aborted this whole play. Jones with maybe a yard, 2nd down and 9.
Well, it's got to be frustrating for these backs, for Sam Howell, that as soon as they get the football or you take a drop, you're seeing an orange jersey. I mean, it's just right there. There's no hole. It's just orange and white, and you're having to try to make a guy miss.
And while we're at it, he's playing without his most experienced receiver, Bo Corrales. Tip ball, and this is intercepted back. Dax Hollifield picks it off.
Well, these defensive tackles, Pollard, Williams, Kendricks, and Fuga. Yeah, I've said it before, but they are playing some football game. It was Pollard inside with the pass rush and the big paw on the football that caused the interception. But right in your face immediately, and they've been able to do that all throughout this football game.
Just outside here.
Just a frustrating day, and the protection for one thing. You have 5 offensive linemen. Clark talked about it. Returning. You think that's the strength of your offense along with Sam Howell, and you can't block it up. They really aren't attempting to run the football with plenty of time to try to keep Virginia Tech honest defensively. They've got a nice rotation along that defensive line of fresh players teeing off, pinning their ears back, coming at Sam Howell.
Who's not used to throwing interceptions, just 16 for his career. Burmeister got to the fringe. Asante was behind him and forced him out of bounds, and a flag's coming in. A late flag on Cameron Kelly for North Carolina, who belted Burmeister out of bounds.
Sometimes we say late, but the guy just can't get the flag off of his belt.
Exactly.
So he's trying to tug at it to get it thrown, and I think this is the absolute correct call.
After the play was over, late hit out of bounds, defense, half the distance to the goal. First down.
Take a look here as he escapes the pocket. You know he's going out of bounds, a foot out of bounds, and then he goes ahead and hits him anyway.
Matt Austin, our rules expert, what do you see?
You know, I understand why they called it, but I'm not crazy about it. He's going north and south. He barely gets his foot down out of bounds when he gets hit. The big contact was when he went into the bench and hit some other players. He wouldn't even have gone down.
Thank you, Matt. Interesting. My quarterback in the booth always wants the flag. That's surprising.
It's a hit on a quarterback.
Maybe the jet sweep. No, instead they'll go play action. Burmeister drops it off on the outside for not a whole lot to Dulius, one of the 3 tight ends they've used tonight.
And we talked about that earlier. Just the depth at that position. Drake Dulius, Nick Gallo, and the governor, James Mitchell, with a touchdown reception. Just 3 deep at that position. They come in all forms. You got inline blockers, guys that can move around, H-back types, and James Mitchell. They're very deep and talented at tight end.
You know they love to run it here. I mean, you get guys like Lee Suggs coming through here. There's some great running backs over the years at Virginia Tech. Burmeister with time to the end zone. Robinson, touchdown! Oh, he slid the foot in somehow.
What a throw. What a throw by BB3. All you need is 1 foot in college football, and he just, whoa, wait a minute.
See, I thought live it was incomplete. That left foot was not down when he had possession to my eye. What do you think?
I thought it was a slide. Does it go heel toe where he gets the heel down? That's on the line. That's, I don't know that that's going to stand.
I think I know what Matt Austin's going to say about this. He's our rules expert. Matt Austin is watching along with us. Let's see. Matt, what do you think?
Yeah, Jason, I agree with everything you said. I think the left foot is still in the air when he catches the ball. The right foot comes down, heel inbounds, but toe on the line. That doesn't matter. The foot's out of bounds. That's incomplete.
Definitive.
Yep.
We agree with you. Thank you, Matt.
Yes. Initially, I thought it was a drag of the right foot, and it would come down inbounds, but then seeing the replay immediately. Well, it was very doubtful quickly. Quickly doubtful.
Real doubtful
Yeah.
real quickly.
Yeah.
That was a 2nd and 9 play from the 13. So Virginia Tech will have a 3rd and 9 at the very worst here.
What a throw, though. He
After
just
further
dropping it in
review,
the
the
bucket.
receiver stepped out of bounds when he possessed the ball. This is an incomplete pass. 3rd down.
Yeah, total agreement.
That would have made it 24-7 and would have made Mack Brown have some real far-fetched thoughts of a comeback. And now you see the grit in his eyes as he talks to his team. This is a guy who's having a great deal of fun coaching, he says, but that fire is absolutely to win inside of him.
There's
Still
no
there.
doubt. I mean, 15 and 10, his 2nd stint in Chapel Hill, and 8 of the 10 losses were by 7 points or less. They are close.
Burmeister again wants Turner this time. He got turned around, and it's incomplete. No flag coming in. Nothing there against Tony Grimes.
The officials letting him play. He and Grimes. Grimes mixing it up with Trey Turner. Force a field goal, and after that drive, that's a small win for North Carolina to hold to just a field goal attempt here.
John Parker Romo again for Virginia Tech. This one from 31. He's made from 48. Romo to give him 20. And that's no good. He missed it wide to the right. And Mack Brown's got that smile starting to bud on his face. We'll see what Sam Howell has in store when we come back.
Things first, the conclusion of North Carolina, Virginia Tech.
Does Carolina have a comeback in of Matt Berry? It's Downs out of the slot once again to the outside. A high step job across the 45-yard line for Josh Downs.
Gentlemen, when you think about this crowd, I've been on the field all day. It's absolutely bonkers. I spoke to Dax Hollifield this week. He told me he had chills thinking what it would be like to be back in a packed lane stadium once again. His play in the middle has been critical too. He was an outside linebacker, moved to the inside. You saw that last pick that he had on the prior possession. He also told me he wanted to declare the middle of the field his. He's feeding off the emotion.
You can see it, Carter.
Yes, indeed.
Howell wanted the deep ball. Instead, he goes sideline and through the hands of Walston, the tight end.
We're just so close. The timing between quarterback and receiver and tight end, so critical. And I talked to Sam Howell. I said, you know, you guys throw 7-on-7 in the offseason, in the summer. Who do you have the most chemistry with? He said, Down, obviously, and then Antoine Green was another. Some of these other receivers and tight ends, Walston for sure, going to have to step up and help out here.
Chandler, the Tennessee transfer, has a first down just outside of the 30-yard line.
That's exactly what this offense needed. Thought they abandoned the run way too early coming out of the second half. They needed to keep this front seven, especially the defensive line of Virginia Tech, from pinning their ears back. How do you do it? A couple of draw plays like that one to Chandler.
Howell, deep ball to the sideline, knocked away again. He wanted Emory Simmons. Dorian Strong, the uber-confident freshman out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland, made the play.
And that's what I'm talking about in terms of chemistry and just reps together. Simmons a little bit too early on timing that ball to go up at its highest point. And then Strong getting in at just the right time to knock it away.
A lot of weapons gone for Sam Howell. You see right around 50% tonight. second down. He's in scramble mode. He dishes it off, and Downs whirling for about a yard, if that.
Yeah, you talked about it. Fourth quarter has been Sam Howell time. 86% completion percentage in the fourth quarter. Last season, 68 overall. 10.2 yards per attempt, 19 touchdowns, and 0 turnovers for his career. All that a little bit different tonight because Virginia Tech has played some outstanding football on that side of the ball.
Waller is injured. Third down when we come back. Our game track brought to you by Mission Tiger. Sam Howell in the fourth quarter. He's got a third down coming up, and he's been great late.
Yeah, stand corrected. Not 86, but 69%, which is still outstanding. He has turned the ball over. 5 of 11, just 49 yards.
Howell down the middle, and it's batted away, but a flag comes down.
Yeah, that's going to be interference coming through the receiver. Just to put a bow on that, Sam has turned the ball over for the first time in his career here in the fourth quarter. Tay Daly with the interference call for Virginia Tech's going to give life.
Number 17, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Or keep this drive breathing for North Carolina. Just through the receiver. Ooh, both of them have a right to the football. That's close.
Matt Austin, what do you think real fast?
I think it's a good call. You can't go through the back of the receiver. You do have a right to go get it, but you can't go through him.
Thank you. That was real fast. There was movement at the left side of the line, and they will dump it off. Howell does get it away to the tight end, Walson, who is cut down at the 11 by Jamari Connor, who said to us this week, and I know Virginia Tech players, some say this, but it seems bizarre considering how loud it is. He says he cannot hear the crowd sometimes down on field level. He's so locked in.
I can believe that. Where you don't look up, you got a job to do.
Jones, nothing there. Tisdale was first to touch him, and it's third down, North Carolina. What's your call here?
Just trying to keep the defense honest. It's something in the RPO game. It's how North Carolina really hurt this Virginia Tech defense last year, where you have to make them think run. You can pull it. Sam's a good enough athlete to make a play with his legs, and it's not a long distance for the first down. Third and short, third and four is considered that. I'm gonna pick this up to keep the drive alive.
Pressure coming. Howell is dropped immediately. Garbutt was right there in a heartbeat.
The man-to-man coverage has been suffocating, and it's allowing Virginia Tech to come free up front. Nobody open. The RPO looking for a slant. Maybe should have thrown that one, but you look at the tight coverage across the board, and you get push in the middle. That is tough to see through.
Sixth sack for Virginia Tech tonight to make it a 7-point game, and the field goal is good for Atkins, the Furman transfer for North Carolina. So suddenly,
yeah,
it's a 7-point game.
Think about that for a second. All the dominance has been done by the Virginia Tech football team on both sides of the ball, and we got a 7-point ball game with 5:53 to play. It's still anybody's game.
And somehow, Andre, with all the sacks and all the lack of time for Howell, you look at the total yards, North Carolina's outgaining Virginia Tech. And I want to think back to the last drive for Virginia Tech of the first half. They decided to sit on it with a 2-possession lead.
Yes.
And since then, they've scored 3 points.
Great point, my friend. And it's exactly why I always say it in every game I've ever been involved in. You can't score enough points in the first half of a football game. If you have the football, you are trying to score. And if you have a guy that you really trust under center, then you allow him to play until the clock hits 0.
Now, Burmeister will have the ball in his hand. Carolina has 3 timeouts. And it's a touchback. And Burmeister from the 25-yard line. Virginia Tech's defensive backs have stifled Sam Howell in Carolina for most of the night.
Well, they really have. The man-to-man defense has been tremendous. I mean, just locked on where there's no cushion. No separation whatsoever. The break on the football has been right on time. When there's a challenge to go up and make a play, it's been Virginia Tech's defensive backs making the plays over the wide receivers of North Carolina.
Good to see Waller up on the sideline after he was injured. He's been part of that tonight. Burmeister, a quick set, and he loves the tight end. This is Mitchell shaking away. Mitchell. Wow. He was a bulldozer with soft feet.
Tyrone Hopper with a missed tackle, but the governor looked like Derrick Henry, stiff arming people to the ground. Get off me, and then continuing down the field for a big play. He has had some ball game. And sometimes it's the dirty work that you don't see, the blocks, freeing guys up, protecting the quarterback, and snagging touchdown passes along the way.
That may have been intended for other people.
That's right. I'm convinced that ball was for Tavion Robinson.
You know what? It ended right for Virginia Tech as Day Hollins is the injured party. And you see what's coming up on our networks this weekend. Make me the case that Miami beats Alabama.
That's a tough one, but the case would be D'Eriq King just going wild. Coming back 100% from a knee injury a year ago. He's certainly capable. I think he's given that program, kind of re-energized the Miami program. You catch Miami struggling on offense, a new play caller in Bill O'Brien, a new quarterback, a lot of new components within that offense, and they sputter. And Miami all of a sudden gets going with D'Eriq King. It could be that's the case I would make.
That's what you're talking about, right?
That's what I'm talking about, the inexperience versus the experience.
So now if you're Virginia Tech with 5 and change to go, how do you call this up 7?
Well, if you're going to pass it, it's something quick where you don't get free rushers on Braxton Burmeister. If you're going to run the football, it's on the edges. That's where they had a ton of success.
Blackshear goes up the middle and into Carolina territory.
Actually, more like, yeah, I'll give you middle, but inside of the left tackle is kind of considered, I would say, outside or gray area towards the middle. But that's what you do. That's where they've gotten to push. That's where they've opened some things up. And then the short passing game for Burmeister, he's been about automatic.
How about Braxton Burmeister? He has a shoulder injury at Oregon. He wins 1 game as a starter there. Then he ends up getting the job for a while last year. Comes down with COVID. Then he's stepped on by a 377-pound offensive lineman and breaks a couple of toes. And now it's his offense, but his offense gets nothing there. Conley douses Blackshear, and it's 3rd down.
But think about it, he pulls it there on the edge with a pitch man and just one defender in the open field. And he's so fast and quick that, you know, it's almost automatic. He's going to at least get the 1st down. But he tries to go to the middle where North Carolina's been stingy, giving up yards in the running game.
Long conversation on the sideline here.
Yeah, so work the edges. Work the edges here if you're Virginia Tech.
Robinson in motion. He's looking that way, and he floats it too high for Blackshear. He had it, and he missed it.
Oh, my goodness. Been there, done that. Easy throw, wide open. You squeeze it a little bit too much, and it sails on you. I mean, sometimes the easiest throws become the most difficult ones because he's so wide open. I mean, oh, my goodness. That's tough. And now Miami with a chance, Miami. You got me thinking Alabama, Miami. North Carolina with a chance here.
Fair catch again inside the 15. So look, Sam Howell coming into this game. We know him as a Heisman hopeful. We know him as a soft-spoken young man who has been an outstanding passer. And now he ramps up the leadership. This is one of those drives that if you talk trophy, whether it be divisional or personal, at the end of the year, you got to do.
Yeah, and he's got the demeanor and makeup for situations just like this. He's an even keel type quarterback. Doesn't get too high when he throws touchdowns. Doesn't get too low when he throws interceptions. He's a competitor. This is what the kid is built for.
Chandler on first down. That's a good first down run for North Carolina to the 25. Ty Chandler, who Mack Brown describes as bigger than he looks.
Yeah, and it's because you got this Virginia Tech defensive line teeing off, coming up the field, hand it off underneath and get you a couple of freebies.
They'll do it again, and that goes for 4.
Boy, 3 timeouts, about 2:50 left, plenty of time. And he's going to need one of these receivers, not named Josh Downs, to come up with a play during this drive.
Downs is in the slot with Waller on him. Waller's been fantastic tonight. Play action. Again mistimed with Walston, the tight end, and it's 3rd down.
I don't know why Walston's holding his hands up. Catch the football. You just got to catch it. I always hated when you throw a pass to a receiver and they give you this. It's like, wait a minute. You know, maybe it's coming a little fast, but I got pressure on me. I can't underhand it to you so you make sure you catch it. Just catch the football. Make a play in the game for me.
It is definite.
As a quarterback, you're not showing anybody up, but that can be interpreted as you're trying to show me up.
Right. Even accidentally.
I wonder when the next time I'm coming to you will be.
I heard that. 3rd down and 6 for Sam Howell. He's going to run. And he's held up. He got it off, and it's incomplete. Barno had him by the legs. And the throw incomplete. He wanted Simmons.
Boy, Simmons got to make a play. Hits you right in the middle of your 0 on your jersey. It's there. You got to catch the football. You got your quarterback fighting for his life, competing, his tail off. You got to make that catch. I'm sorry. It's tough. Dude, that's what you're on scholarship for.
Do you like going for it here with 3 timeouts?
I think I don't. Well, the down and distance, I'm okay with on 4th and 6, yes.
Howell, they do snap it. Pressure up the middle again. Howell unloads. And he's got it, and a flag comes in. Antoine Green's got a first down. We'll check the marker. North Carolina spins the wheel and has a first down for the moment, but let's see.
He may have another lineman down the field.
An eligible receiver downfield.
Good call.
Big Johnson, the center,
75.
was down the field. Looked up, and he was past the first down marker.
Now do you punt?
You have to punt now. Just watch the middle of the formation and big number 69 leak out. I think they're trying to set up a screen, which is why he leaks out. And Sam Howell ad-libbed.
Mack Brown's talking to Longo on the sideline. Let's see. 4th and 11.
They're showing a lot of confidence in Sam Howell here.
This is for the game, Andre.
Yes.
Again, he breaks free from the pocket. Across his body. He's got a first down. Emory Simmons. What a throw in the arm angle from Howell to get it loose.
Boy, the gamble pays off for Mack Brown and Phil Longo. Not knowing if you're going to get the football back or not. This is it. It's all chips pushed to the middle of the table.
That's Ezeudu down for North Carolina, the left guard on this line.
They're arguably their best run blocker along the offensive line. That throw, sidearm, just a flick of the wrist, rolling left, throwing back right. Said it, somebody not named Josh Downs was going to have to make a play in this drive, and it turns out to be Emery Simmons to keep the drive alive.
Emery Simmons, who had that brilliant touchdown catch against Notre Dame last year. Ezeudu is up, 1:51 to go. And for Sam Howell, who is as locked into football as anybody. I mean, he is football through and through.
Jim Brent.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Mack Brown says he's at the facility before he gets there. You know how early head coaches roll up into the parking lot. Sam Howell's already there with the film going. And in the offseason, not just studying college stuff, but stuff along on the NFL level to see what defenses are trying to do to stop certain offenses.
There's a light show now at Lane Stadium. The phones are out. It's like a Metallica concert in the fourth quarter. They will run a draw on the first down, and it's Chandler banging his way short of midfield. 3 timeouts for North Carolina, down 7.
I like the ball security by Chandler. Got in a crowded area, put the second hand on the football to make sure he protected it.
Chandler out of the backfield. Walston got the block out in front, and it's a first down inside the 45.
And saving a timeout. North Carolina still with 3 timeouts. 1:13, but they don't have to take one. The first down, as well as getting himself out of bounds. And a nice block by Garrett Walston, the tight end.
Jones in as the tailback. What a finish.
What a finish.
And this is Jones, the young tailback to the 39. Start using timeouts here.
Yeah, I got to take one here. You're going to run it in that instance. You're going to spin the timeout right now. They haven't called it yet. Why not?
At this point, time is not really a huge factor, but with every second, it becomes one.
It does. As it runs down, it puts more and more pressure on the offense when you have the timeouts.
Howell rolling out, wants to throw it back, didn't have the time to. Howell whips it, and it's tipped, and it's juggled, and it's Connor! Jamari Connor, did he put it away? It's intercepted. Did it squirt out? We'll find out on replay. Jamari Connor wearing 25 picks it off, and a marker down as well.
Another defensive tackle. That rotation. Williams this time.
An eligible receiver downfield offense.
That's a defensive tackle in pass rush on Sam Howell. Did he hold on to the football?
Rolling on the field is an interception.
Jamari Connor juggling. Our rules expert, Matt Austin, has watched this play. The ball came out. Matt, what do you think?
Well, I'd like to get one more view of it. I think he caught it. I think it came out as he was trying to stand up. So that definitely shows a second act. But did he have it long enough before he tried to get up with it? And was he firmly controlling it? That's going to be the question for the replay official.
I don't know that he ever firmly controlled it. Looking at that last one, Matt, it was bouncing around. Downs came in and engaged him, which caused the ball to be bobbled again. That's close.
Well, if his hands,
as an official, Matt, what are you looking at here?
Well, you're looking to see if he got his hands under the ball. If he kept his hands under the ball and squeezed it into his body, then I definitely think it's a catch.
Did he squeeze it into his body is the question.
Well, I think he had to. He was laying on it. Hands were down, then the ball, then his body. So I think he was lying on the ball as long as it didn't hit the ground before that.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
Virginia Tech gets the interception. 37 seconds to go. This is not over yet, though. North Carolina has all 3 of its timeouts.
By not calling timeout after the run, you can stop it 3 times. But it's going to be tough. It's an uphill climb for North Carolina.
Michigan State Northwestern starting on ESPN News. The flag we mentioned was ineligible man downfield. It's declined. Mack Brown standing near the official for timeout purposes. Jet sweep. Trey Turner cutting back. Turner upfield, and he's got a first down. That should be it.
Should be it. They run a play. It's a great call by Brad Cornelsen, the offensive coordinator, because it takes so long to develop. And then the athletic ability of Trey Turner to turn basically nothing into a first down. That's bonus.
For a guy who couldn't put away a touchdown earlier, this is a huge run for Turner.
It really is. I mean, just stringing it out. They've got it held up, and then he puts that right foot in the ground and cuts back. Oh, what a play. But the defense again for Virginia Tech. We talked about the defensive backs. Connor making that play. The tight coverage all night long. Holding a guy like Sam Howell to just 208 yards passing. That's one heck of a job done by Justin Hamilton, their defensive coordinator.
After giving up 56 points to Carolina last year, Howell came in with 14 career interceptions. Virginia Tech has picked him off 3 times tonight at Lane Stadium. They waited a full year
Second time out of the half.
to have this moment, and North Carolina is going to call another timeout. The emotion is going to pour out onto the field at Lane Stadium. You can feel it. Even if everybody stays in the stands, you can feel it all across not only here, but the Roanoke Valley and the state of Virginia. Justin Fuente described the camaraderie of Lane Stadium, one of the greatest atmospheres in college sports.
He says it's a social event, that they're going to come and they're going to be loud, and this is what this community, this fan base kind of waits on. And to have to wait over a year to get back in here, well, they certainly made their presence felt tonight. The team felt it, the program felt it, everybody involved kind of felt what was going on in Lane Stadium tonight.
It's impossible to not feel it. It is a remarkable place of fellowship and loud coming together. And the maddening ACC Coastal continues to be on brand. Virginia Tech has a major upset in orange at Lane Stadium tonight. The Hokies take down number 10 North Carolina. What a night.
We started with Enter the Sandman. We're going to leave with Enter the Sandman.
Man, what a crowd. What a game. For Paul Carcaterra, Andre Ware, Jason Benetti, our entire crew. Virginia Tech wins. So long for Blacksburg.